In ancient times, according to legend, the civilization of Atlantis possessed a unique technology based on the use of crystals brought from other planets. These crystals varied in size and color, and each had its own specific function and energy signature. Though they were naturally formed, the Atlanteans had refined and processed them to enhance their properties. The crystals were mounted onto massive metal plates that could rotate. When these plates were set in motion, they generated a powerful energy field that seemingly brought the crystals to life. As the rotation continued, streams of colored energy began to flow through the center of each crystal, rising upward like a current. At the peak of this energetic activation, the human chakras were said to respond in kind, awakening one by one, from the base of the spine upward. Each chakra corresponded to a specific color, just as we understand them today in many esoteric traditions. This ancient technology, while still shrouded in mystery and myth, raises fascinating questions about the use of crystalline structures for interstellar communication and energetic transformation. Whether metaphor or lost science, the story invites the imagination to explore what ancient civilizations may have understood about consciousness, energy, and the cosmos. The secret of the crystals of Atlantis, an ancient technology of interstellar communication. In the vast tapestry of ancient myths and mysterious civilizations, few stories captivate the human imagination as deeply as the legend of Atlantis. Described as a highly advanced culture that flourished eons ago, Atlantis is said to have possessed technologies so sophisticated they seem magical even by today's standards. Among these secrets, one of the most intriguing is the lore surrounding the crystals of Atlantis, a system of 20 extraordinary stones believed to have enabled not only the transmission of energy and consciousness but also communication across the stars. According to some esoteric theories and channeled knowledge, the Atlanteans did not create these crystals themselves. Rather, they arrived from distant planets and star systems, gifts or tools brought by interstellar travelers, possibly even the Atlanteans' ancestors or mentors. Each crystal was naturally formed, yet they were far from ordinary. Upon their arrival on Earth, these extraterrestrial minerals were carefully shaped, polished, and activated through ancient techniques, the details of which remain lost or deeply guarded in mystery schools and hidden scrolls. The structure and nature of the crystals. There were 20 such crystals in total, and they were not uniform. Each one differed in color, size, and energetic frequency. Some were small and dense, glowing with deep indigo or crimson hues, while others were towering and translucent, pulsing gently with light in shades of emerald, gold, or violet. Each crystal resonated with a specific vibration and was said to be attuned to a particular purpose, whether it be healing, energy amplification, dimensional travel, weather control, or, most notably, interstellar communication. The crystals were mounted onto enormous metallic plates, complex constructs of a metal whose composition is unknown to modern science. These plates could rotate, not just mechanically, but through a kind of energetic propulsion system that responded to thought or sound frequencies. When a crystal-bearing plate was set into motion, it would begin to generate a powerful electromagnetic and etheric field, a vibrant pulse that seemed to awaken the crystal itself. Observers of these devices, in stories passed down through time, described the effect as the crystal coming to life. Once activated, vivid streams of colored energy began to rise through the center of each crystal, flowing upward like a luminous fountain. These energy streams were not just visual phenomena, they were alive with information, frequency, and intelligence. Chakra activation and human energetic interface. One of the most extraordinary effects of this technology was its interaction with human consciousness and the energetic body. As the crystals rotated and their colored energy rose, individuals nearby would begin to experience a resonance within their own bodies. This resonance would awaken the chakras, the body's subtle energy centers known from ancient Indian and esoteric traditions. The awakening followed a very specific sequence, aligning with the classical chakra system. Beginning with the root chakra at the base of the spine, associated with red energy and survival instincts, the activation moved upward, engaging the sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and finally the crown chakra. Each chakra responded to the specific frequency of color and energy emitted by the crystal. As each center activated, people reported sensations of heightened awareness, emotional clarity, spiritual connection, and even moments of telepathic communication or visions of distant worlds. This interaction suggests that the crystals were not merely machines or tools, but part of a broader technology that bridged the material and spiritual realms, a fusion of quantum mechanics, energy medicine, and consciousness engineering. Interstellar communication and consciousness networks. Perhaps the most remarkable function of these crystals was their use in interstellar communication. The Atlanteans, it is believed, were part of a larger cosmic network, a communion of civilizations spread across different star systems, connected not by mechanical transmissions or radio waves, but through consciousness, vibration, and sacred geometry. The crystals acted as transceivers, receiving and transmitting thought forms, frequencies, and intentions across vast distances. When tuned correctly and activated, a crystal could serve as a portal, not a physical gateway in the conventional sense, but a telepathic conduit that allowed the Atlanteans to connect with beings in other worlds, receive knowledge, and share emotional or spiritual states. Some even say that these crystals allowed limited physical or etheric travel, enabling certain individuals to project themselves into other realms. It is theorized that the energy field generated by the rotating plates created a local shift in spacetime, a kind of pocket where consciousness could transcend the normal limits of the human body and experience direct contact with higher dimensional beings. In this way, the Atlantean crystals were not just tools of science, but sacred instruments used in ceremonies, spiritual initiations, and planetary healing rituals. Legacy and the fall. The tragedy of Atlantis, according to legend, was not just in its physical destruction, but in the loss of this sacred knowledge. As the civilization grew in technological prowess, it also began to succumb to spiritual imbalance. The misuse of the crystals, whether for power, control, or experimentation beyond ethical bounds, eventually led to energetic instability. Some believe the very energy fields generated by the crystals contributed to the shifting of Earth's magnetic poles or even to the eventual submersion of the continent. And yet, the memory of the crystals did not disappear. Echoes of their presence remain in stories of ancient stones, mystical artifacts, and the sacred geometry found in megalithic structures around the world. Some say that a few of these crystals were hidden before Atlantis fell, scattered across the globe or returned to the stars. Others believe they still lie beneath the ocean, sleeping until the world is ready to awaken them again. A message for the future. In modern times, the story of the Atlantean crystals continues to inspire. As humanity seeks new forms of energy, communication, and spiritual understanding, many are turning back to ancient wisdom. The idea that consciousness itself could be the true medium of interstellar contact, and that crystals may hold the key, is being explored once again, both in science and in spiritual communities. Whether literal or symbolic, the legend of the crystals of Atlantis invites us to consider a future where technology and spirituality are not separate, but unified, where stones can speak, light carries wisdom, and the stars are not far, but just a thought away. Perhaps far beyond what modern science has yet rediscovered.